Welcome back, everyone. Ann Hart from the Provence Market Cafe is back with another delicious dish.
Yeah, and this is one of her all-time favorites, Ann.
This is Larry from Gardner Farms, and your farm is located outside of Parkersburg?
Right, we're at Waverly, West Virginia.
And he raises sheep?
Right, we raise a meat breed of sheep. There's two different types of sheep. There's a wool breed and a meat sheep. And it's pretty distinctive how, what they're determined by. So we raise, we have about 150 ewes, and we sell several hundred lambs a year. Our lambs are predominantly all natural. There's no antibiotics or any steroids or any preservatives in the lambs. They're usually harvested when they're approximately 5 to 6 months of age. That way you get the ideal cut that way.
Well, I use your lamb quite a bit in the restaurant. I especially like the chops, and that is an interesting point, is that they're so young, because there's a lot of lambs that are considered lambs that really aren't 6 months or younger. They're actually up to 2 years old, and that makes a big difference in the product.
Yeah, a lot of the product that you see in the stores is imported from New Zealand or Australia. Those lambs can be 2 to 3 years of age, and there's a distinct difference in the taste of the lamb because of that. Those lambs are raised in very arid conditions. They're not fed any grain, which the grain is what puts the intermuscular fat in the lamb, which is where the taste is derived from. So
that's why it's important to buy fresh and buy local.
That's right.
And we just visited the Gardner Farms, Larry and Becky, from outside of Parkersburg, about their local lamb. In my restaurant, whenever I can, I buy as much fresh and local as I possibly can. And today we're going to be featuring their lamb ribs. And as you can see, it's a lot smaller than a beef rib. And the technique we're discussing today is confit. Confit means to be cooking something in fat. Most people know duck confit, which is a duck thigh, duck leg that has been basically cooked in its own fat for many, many hours. And I like to take something that's classic and do it with a little twist. Well, we're going to do a lamb rib confit today. Very easy. I've used just plain vegetable oil, but you can use lard, peanut oil, or any other kinds of oil. You just have to watch your smoke point, but since we're not cooking at high temperature, that just about any kind of oil would work. So, we've got our ribs, and I've already heated up my oil, and I'm actually just going to drop this in here. Be very careful. Keep your small children away. And the temperature should be somewhere between 250 and 280 for what I'm doing. As you can see, it's got little bubbles coming up. You don't want any more bubbles than that. This should just be cooking very slowly for several hours. And what I've done, I've already done the lamb, and as you can see when it comes out, it's basically just falling off the bone. And what the oil does is actually the oil isn't seeping into it so much, it's just cooking it in its own fat. So therefore the fat from whatever meat product you're using is actually rendering out and makes for a really moist, really luscious, but then the fat has been rendered out of the meat. So, easy, confit. And all of our recipes can be found at ProvenceMarketCafe.com.